The other day I asked you on Instagram which camera should I review next. And basically you all wanted to see a review for each and every one of them. So first of all, thank you guys for keeping me busy during this confinement time, but that didn't solve my problem at all and I still had to decide which camera should I review. And some of you mentioned that the Contax S2 doesn't have much review online on YouTube, so I thought it would be a good place to start. The S2 was the first and only mechanical camera made under the Kyocera era. Yeah, it's a lot of era. Anyway, this camera was meant to be working without any battery, at least for the mechanical parts, meaning that you can shoot the camera at all shutter speed, which go up to 4,000 of a second, without any batteries. The only thing that needs battery is the light meter, which is specific because it's a spot meter. This meter is pretty annoying, but I'll get back to that later in the video and tell you why I hate it. Except for the film advance lever that is made of plastic, the S2 is entirely built in titanium. Every knobs and buttons are placed where you expect them to be and it just feels right in hand. Though if you have big hands, the Contax might feel a little small for you because it's really a tiny camera. Focusing on the S2 is a breeze with its bright and large viewfinder. It even has an interchangeable focusing screen. I believe I have the standard model with a micro prism in the middle, but yeah, you can change it if you want and have a different type of grids. I just wish there was an aperture indicator like I have on my Contax 139Q, but the viewfinder is really excellent and almost as good as my Nikon F2, just to tell you how good it is. To understand better the philosophy behind this camera, it's important to know when and why it was made. The S2 came out in 1992 to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Contax cameras. This was already a call to return to a simpler way and simpler approach to photography, and that was almost 30 years ago. The camera was aimed at purists who were looking for simpler camera to use and that would never fail on them because of a dead battery. At the time where camera manufacturers were packing their cameras with electronic, going for mechanical camera was kind of a revolutionary at the time. The same year, Contax released the Contax ST, which is a fully electronic camera with a max shutter speed of 6,000 of a second, a flash sync to 1/200 of a second, sender weighted or spot metering. The only two things these cameras have in common are maybe the manual focus and the CY mount. But apart from that, the spirit is completely different between those two. I bought the S2 because I wanted a camera that would go above the 1000 max shutter speed of my Contax 139Q, which I reviewed a few weeks ago and you can check out the review probably up here. I wanted a camera that would go against that speed limit, but something also lighter than the ST because that thing is damn heavy and I cannot really bring it everywhere with me. It's really too heavy. So with a max shutter speed of 1/400 of a second and a really lightweight, the S2 was the perfect answer to all my problems, except for one thing that killed all my dreams. And that's why now I want to talk about my biggest gripe and complaint about the S2. My major complaint with the S2 and which drives me nuts is the metering system. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a spot meter, meaning that it will only meter a tiny portion of the frame instead of the center weighted meter that will meter a large portion of the frame. So that means that in practice, with every little move you make in your composition and your framing, it will change the exposure because you will point the center of the lens to a different portion of your subject, which will be brighter or darker. And because of that, the meter will constantly be changing inside the viewfinder. And the way it works is that the correct shutter speed is a solid LED, while the one you have selected is the one that is flashing. And so far so good, it's quite okay. So you see one flashing, you know it's not a good one, and you need to bring the shutter speed to the one that is static. And when you reach the correct exposure, the correct shutter speed starts flashing. So this is the most absurd and complicated light meter I've ever used in my life. And this is so confusing and distracting that when I try to take a picture, I can only see these blinking lights and it's like a disco in there. And I just can't take a picture with this camera. I just wish they had come up with a better light meter system, or maybe a way to lock the exposure or disable the light meter once you have your reading. Because even once you have set your correct exposure, you will maybe reframe, recompose, and you will still have this blinking thing on the side of the viewfinder. And it's really annoying. I mentioned it was annoying already. Yeah, it's really annoying. Or maybe they could have come up with a secondary button like on the Contax 139Q, which is on the front of the camera. Like I mentioned in the 139Q review, it's a bit confusing and takes some practice, but I honestly prefer to have a separate button for the light meter, or at least on this one I would prefer, than having it on the shutter release button, because every time you press on this, you see this flash here. Yeah, I just can't. And I was not the only one to complain about this metering system, and Contax fixed it a couple of years later with the Contax S2B version. And this one comes with a center-weighted light meter, which makes more sense for a camera like this. The version is even more rare than the S2 and even more expensive, of course. And as much as I love my Contax cameras, I cannot justify the cost of the upgrade here. It's just absurd how expensive the S2B is. The S2B is. It's been a little over 6 months since I got this camera, which I gave to myself for my birthday. But unfortunately, the love story has stopped pretty quickly as soon as I got my hands on this camera. It doesn't spark joy in me when I use it or hold it. Even though it's a fantastic camera in the right hands, just for me it doesn't work. I think I only shot 2 rolls with it since I got it, and I have the 3rd roll loaded in there since I don't know when. And by the way, you get 10 YouTube points if you can guess the film stock that is loaded inside. So to summarize, here are the pros and cons of the Contax S2. And we're gonna start with the pros, and the first one and obvious is it's a mechanical camera, meaning that, okay, it's everything manual, but it can operate without batteries, and this will last forever. There's nothing that can break inside basically, or nothing that cannot be replaced. Or at least it's easier to replace than any electronic parts. The next one is the compact size. I mean, look at this. The Contax, it's really small. Another pro is the 1400 max shutter speed, which is amazing and one of the reasons why I got this camera in the first place. Another advantage is the bright and large viewfinder. I mean, it's really, for a compact camera like this, the viewfinder is really clear and really easy to work with and to focus. Another massive pro for the S2 is the CY mount, which is the Contax Yashica mount, meaning that you can access loads of Carl Zeiss lenses for very cheap. I mean, this 50mm 1.7 costs maybe €100, and it's just a fantastic lens. I mean, I love this lens and I use it most of the time on my other Contax SLR. It's a fantastic lens and a real bargain for the price when you compare with the equivalent from Canon or maybe Nikon. This one is definitely on top of their game. Another pro is definitely the titanium body that makes it super sturdy and durable. I mean, the camera really feels good in hand. There is no quirks around. And that's about it for the pros. But now we're gonna see what doesn't work with this camera. And you start with the light meter, which is a spot meter only. It's definitely not a camera for beginners and even for advanced photographer. I'm not considered myself a professional, but I know my way around cameras. And the spot metering is very specific to certain usage. I mean, when you are shooting in the street, you don't always need a precise metering system like the spot meter. So I would have preferred a way to change between the center weighted and the spot meter. But this one only comes with the spot meter. Again, if you want the center weighted version, you have to go for the Contax S2B, which is a lot more expensive. Now the cons is the way the light meter works. Like I said earlier, it's like a disco inside. You have constant LEDs flashing to get the correct exposure, and this is really distracting and annoying. The next thing is not really a big deal, but I mean, they made a super sturdy camera made of the best materials, and it shows the plastic film advanced level. Bit of a down here, Contax, come on, you could have gone the extra mile and give us a proper advanced level, you know, not this plastic thing that clearly doesn't belong on this camera. And another con that you hear often, I mean, for me it's not really a big deal, but it can be for certain people, is the loud mirror slap compared to other cameras. Try to put it on the side of the mic. It's quite loud. Let me grab another camera and see, for you to have an idea, and see how loud it is. So we're gonna start with the S2. And now I have my Contax 139. Not much difference. Just be aware, it's a bit loud, but not, no, it won't wake up your neighbors with the mirror slap. So even though there are more pros than cons for this camera, the light meter thing is really a deal breaker for me. I don't take any pleasure when using this camera, even though it's greatly built and feels good in hand, but yeah, it's really, it killed all my dreams. I was expecting this camera since a long time, and when I got it, I instantly felt that it wouldn't work between us. Sorry, little fella, but you will have to go. I keep saying that, but this is really the worst thing about this camera for me is the light meter. So should you buy one? I'm not sure. Should you buy the S2B? probably. Okay, so now that we've seen that the Contax S2 doesn't work for me, let's see which are some of the good alternatives. I just mentioned earlier the 139Q, but it's not exactly the same type of camera. And I wanted to give you a list of cameras that are mechanical only. First one I've picked is again the Contax S2B, which is a great alternative to the S2 if you can afford the extra 300-400 euro. Just for the improved light meter. Not necessarily improved, but different version of light meter. Next, you have the Nikon FM2, which is also mechanical, has the same max shutter speed of 4000 of a second, and a normal light meter, which makes a huge difference. And honestly, the FM2 is maybe half of the price of this, and you can maybe buy more lens with the rest of the money, or you can even go crazy and go for the FM2T, which stands for titanium, which basically looks more or less the same than the S2 and costs about the same price. So yeah, a good option here. And the last alternative to the S2 I've selected is the Olympus OM1. It's a little older than the Contax, but when it came out, it was like the flagship of Olympus SLR cameras. And it has a max shutter speed of 1000 of a second, but what is special about this Olympus is the viewfinder, which is bright and clear, but also inside you have a needle light meter, meaning that on the side you see a needle floating. I don't have one to show you here, but you have to trust me on that. So you have a needle floating that goes up and down depending on the shutter speed you need to select. And it's not so aggressive like those LED flashing. I mean, it's quite on the opposite. It's relaxing and not distracting. You just see the needle going up and down depending on your movements and what you're metering at. And it's so relaxing that I'm even thinking to get one for myself to replace it. Okay, so it looks like I'm not getting an Olympus OM1, but if you can get one for yourself, it's definitely a good option. Bye guys.